Ethanel, I need you, my love.
Rhonda, I need you.
I do not wish to see you again, Ethanel.
I wish not to see you anymore. Pull him behind the thing.
So says the Shadow of Xavius.
We're in a raid.
It's
Come
just
on.
you and me. And my guards. It's like, alright, dude. I get it.
3, 2, 1.
Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Straight out of Scarlet Halls, and for the second time today, I'm Slidewhistle.
I'm back again, Immunization.
And I'm Aaron, and I can see the bars moving now. We didn't just do 10 minutes and then have to restart.
This is episode 34 of Do Not Relent, and we finally had our first podcasting blunder.
And
Well,
I
you
will
know-
say, I've crunched the numbers, and I can confirm this is actually episode 34.25.
Wait, it's not episode 34 and 2/3% over Scott Snyder's birthday today.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
well,
big
let me
Papa
run the
Pump, he
calcs
would-
again here. Okay, so when you add Kurangle to the mix, and you add Shmojo to the mix, I think maybe
There was a dude named Shmojo.
Shmojo.
That's how Scott Snyder said Samoa Joe. He said, Shmo Joe, you fat ass. That's all he said about Samoa Joe when he talked about him.
Did they call him the genetic freak because there was actually something wrong with him, like Sloth from the Goonies?
I think that actually might be the reason. It's his birthday today, everybody. Scott Snyder's birthday. HBD.
Scott Steiner, it's your birthday today.
Good ice cream is on the way. Well, you better a good boy this year.
Scott Steiner.
Gather round while we all cheer.
In addition to Big Papa Pump having a birthday today, we also had Lil Nas X break the record for longest amount of time at number 1 on Billboards of 17 weeks. So congratulations to him.
Mariah Carey, who? Lil Nas, yes.
Oh, it was Mariah Carey who had the last one?
Well, technically Despacito as well, but no one likes to remember that one, so...
It was a tie game, and he came up and he beat them both in a triple threat match. He only had a 33 and 2/3 chance of doing it.
When you bring... I was about to do Majime. When you bring Mariah Carey in the charts with me, she's only good for 1/12 of the year during Christmas time. So you have a 12% chance.
And when you add Billy Ray Cyrus to the mix...
And RT or Guy from BTS, that's another element. So let me get my chalkboard.
And when you add YOLO Boy from Walmart to the mix...
You know what's funny is that they rebooted all that, and I was watching the reboot, and they actually made a very good joke about Billy Ray Cyrus, about how he's just Miley's dad now, and that's all that that's all that he is.
I mean, that's all he really has been. No one really streams Achy Breaky Heart anymore, right?
Fuck
it was Achy Breaky Heart. I definitely thought it was Boot, Scoot, and Boogie.
Uh-oh. Somewhere right now, he's really mad at you. Is it Growlina? God damn it.
Don't you give me credit for that hack Chesney's songs. I was over here penning It's 4 o'clock somewhere for months before that hack came on and moved it up by an hour.
Okay, we gotta talk about WoW. I think we have like a 5-minute grace period of nothing, and then we can talk about it. Aaron, what was your week in WoW like?
So my week in WoW, I was mostly running my dailies, doing my content, but I got really into world PvP, like just war mode stuff. I don't know if it's just flying or the Alliance showing up more, or maybe things are sharding weird, but I feel like there's a lot more boys out there, and we're out there taking the fight to them. It feels really good.
For some reason, when you said sharding, I heard sharting.
I always say
it's just a curse.
sharting because it makes me haha giggle. And every time you guys talk about sharding, I always try and sneak a quiet like, oh, he sharded joke in the background. I just don't think it makes the usual edit.
I got my shart jokes in the back.
Yeah, it's funny. I was doing my stuff the other day, and I saw you join a group that was like, join group. We're gonna kill Horde because they're being mean to us or something.
Yeah, it was interesting that group was like, Mechagon war mode on because we need to get rid of the griefers if they're getting in our way. And so I joined it, and they were like too passive. They were like, if those ruffians come over here, we'll give them a good 1-2, but we're just going to stay on our side of the island and they on theirs. And I'm like, I'm trying to get my poopy wand from the lady in the fight house.
Wait, poopy?
So
Wait, I thought it was
Yeah.
415.
no, that boy was $3.95. It was rough. I was just killing it for killing's sake.
Lady in the Fight House is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie.
You know what? He has yet to make one like that, but it's a great Dean Koontz novel.
Wait, is that the novel based on the Stephen King book?
Yeah, they all take material from each other anyways.
We're all just Tommy Knockers, right? That's also a book.
Tommy Knockers was, what was the one where little goblins, 3D goblins were eating time?
I think that's 3D Gobos and the Time Eaters, right?
I forgot. I just remember there were people I watched the TV movie. There were people on a plane and they were like, we've seen something that no one should see. And they all had amnesia. And finally they remembered that it was like, it looks like the scallops from SpongeBob were eating time. And it's like, that's why you can never go back in time, is because these scallops have eaten it.
What the
It's
fuck?
so unfortunate.
I have never heard about
and I
this.
can't wait to find the YouTube clip of it.
Yeah, I want to watch this immediately after this.
I also bought one of the Griffin mounts. And boy, oh boy, are those expensivo.
Ooh, which one did you go with?
So they're all just Griffins, and the plating is the different colors of the different areas. I went with Storm Song, so it's blue.
You should have gotten Drustvar.
Because it's purple, because purple looks a lot better.
Yeah, it's dark and emo like me.
Oh, I'm so emotional. My parents just don't get me.
How much gold did it cost? So like what was the exact gold cost?
The exact gold cost was 111,000 gold.
That's not too bad for a flying mount because it's the frog mount that you can get over in Nazmir, the one that's just like Krogwa.
Ooh, yeah, that boy's 3333333.
Yeah, repeating even. You know, you really missed a chance for a good old Leroy Jenkins joke there.
At least I have chicken.
Or frog legs. We did it. I think we hit on all the stories.
We did it. I can see balloons falling behind me. Wait, no. There's one more. Pack the balloons up. I gotta do this real quick.
Oh, God.
And to afford it, I've stopped scrapping things.
Say what? You stopped the scrapping? Which actually is pretty reasonable now that I think about it.
Because... Yeah. On the second take, I'm less shocked by it. Yeah, just I take the equipment I get and I sell it for like 90 gold instead of breaking it down to components that I can sell for 7 copper.
And I believe we have now come almost full circle, so I'd like to congratulate us on somehow talking about all the things that we did on the last time.
We did, and there were some things we returned with the same cadence and the same wording. It was really a triumph.
I'm sure it wasn't noticeable at all.
So now that we've finally gotten back on track, Immune, what did you do in the World of Warcraft this week?
This week in the World of Warcraft, I did all my normal things, so all my emissaries and things like that. I'm getting really close to being exalted with the Waveblade and the Rustbolt Resistance, so probably this time next week for the podcast I'll have that done. Other than that, I finally decided to go back and start doing the newest round of the Heart of Azeroth questline, which I have been just putting off for a while. They're like the ones with the green dragonflight and all of that. Because I did it on PTR, and I it's like, oh, I know what happens. But then I finally decided to do it because I realized that you get like the rank 2 of the essence that I use from it. I'm like, oh, well, I need to do it.
It gives you the rank 2 of like the fireball heal, right?
Yeah, and that's the one that I was still using as my major one. Other than that, yeah, just doing all my normal things every day. How about you, Slide? What did you do in WoW this week?
Been making that money. I'm back.
Ooh.
I'm back from the poorhouse. I'm done hanging out with you losers in the alleyways because my boy's got 1,000,000 gold on himself again, and it's not spread out amongst all my characters. So I'd love a round of applause for
What did you do to get all this fat stacks? I know a certain Worgen who's trying to buy a lot of birds and would love to know.
Well, here's my first tip. Be an engineer or blacksmither. Is Cromina one of those? I don't think so.
Nope, sure isn't, but at this point, being an alchemist isn't helping her at all, so she might as well start over.
There's a new mount that's out, and you make it by combining the supercharged engine from the engineering side and the monolite reinforced plating, I think is what it's called. And if you smush them together, you get like a flying goblin copter. It's a pretty unique mount. It's pretty cool. People are buying the blacksmithing part on the auction house for 100K, and people are buying the engineering part for like anywhere from like 50K to like 90K. But it definitely does not cost that much to make it. I've been buying the pieces off the auction house and just combining them to create one part of the machine, and then it ends up netting me like 40,000 gold extra for doing nothing but buying the pieces off the auction house. So it's pretty lucrative. I'm actually working on getting my blacksmither through Mechagon to get the drop for the piece to sell it. So I've been working on Bludgeon again, which is really, really weird because she's my warrior that I abandoned in 8.1. She's back on the menu.
It's been so long since we've seen Bludgeon, and you were so excited to have her. It'll be, maybe I'll bust out one of my old boys, although none of them are skilled at anything. I mean, I guess Booty's skins. Is skinning anything?
I mean, you could just make her a blacksmither. Because I didn't like how Warrior felt, but so I'm actually running her as a prot tank now, just so I can show off my flail that I got from the Mage Tower artifact thing. And being a tank in like World PvP is so cool because nobody can fucking kill me. If I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die, I just start walking the other direction, and then I'm safe. It's pretty powerful. Other than that, it's just been kind of regular things. My PvP group on Sundays, I don't know how long that's gonna last for. They're not very good.
Did all of you meet up last Sunday?
Yeah, and they're not very good because like there's a guild group, and that's fine. But then things kind of got weird, and things got into like politics, talking about like reproductive rights, and talking about the president, and talking about all kinds of other things, and people weren't agreeing, and there was a real heat happening while we were trying to PvP, and it was very, very odd. So, I don't know if I'm going to be going back to that group next Sunday.
Well, group, you had your time in the sun. Slither back underneath the shade.
RIP offshoot RBG group. You will be missed 2019 to 2019.
Or one out. Well, I guess we could talk about how we did in Raid, and I feel like I'm as surprised as you guys are about how well we did.
we passed the first boss.
Yeah, we decided to do normal like we all wanted to, and Slide bugged everyone in chat to do, and we cleared normal up through Ajara again, and then we went to heroic, and then just started rolling through some bosses. What are we now? 3 of 8 heroic?
Yep, we're 3 out of 8. And we got people geared up because we had people who were coming back for a long time who didn't have any gear. So I'm like, we gotta get them something on them. They're naked out there. They're exposed. So yeah, we did that, and we would have killed Ashvane if we would have had like one more pull. Well, because we were doing really good. I don't remember why we wiped at the end. I think it was just too much coral.
I remember why we wiped.
Well,
so we were told to, like, okay, we got to go soak this thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be dutiful and I'm going to go soak. And it was 2 shimmers away. And I shimmer once, and I see that my debuff that I had was coming to an end. And that boy explodes in the middle of everyone, taking out, 7 people.
Oh.
As soon as people were like, I think someone moved their stack wrong. I was alt F4ing. I was clicking out. I was like, go. If I go quick enough, they won't know it's me.
You went invisible.
Gotta pull aggro off the guild.
I switched to another character that was also in the guild. Like, oh no, I was booty ATW the whole time. Not me, no sir.
I mean, I guess it worked because I didn't even know it was you. So congrats! Look at that awesome stealth move there.
I'm a stinker.
Way to go! Way to blow it. Now the whole world knows.
Speaking of the whole world knowing, the Mythic race ended a few days ago.
I was surprised that it ended so soon, but then because like we were camping for a little bit, so like we got the news while I was camping, and I was like, what? But I guess Blizzard had nerfed a lot of the fight, kind of leading to this victory, I think, or like early on.
So it went on for what, a week and a half? That was the rough time frame.
I think it was 12 days. That's what it lasted for.
See, and you said that's pretty quick? I guess I didn't really pay attention to the last few, but I thought these things usually only go like 2 weeks.
People were saying that this was going to last until maybe next reset, but then a bunch of hotfixes came out for it, and then there were like stealth fixes that people weren't anticipating that made the fight super easy, I guess. Well, not super easy, but like in terms of like what it was before, it really brought it down like difficulty wise.
Yeah, and it sounds like Method first downed it because they kind of DPS cheesed it.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Method was running 2 disc priests as their only healers. Like that was it. So they had so much damage coming out, and nobody else was doing that. They all were just like like healing it like regular human beings heal things. They were just doing it so like people would have had to be perfect and try to avoid as much damage as possible. But for the nerfs, like you know how those wards will like deplete if enemies stand on them. I guess before how it worked was an enemy would stand on a ward and it would deplete like 21 ticks a second or something like that. It ended up being only 16 a second, so they had to worry less about ads on it, and it just made the whole fight easier. And I guess people were kind of mad about it, like people being like the method raiders themselves. Like there's a series of like reaction tweets that are like, "Gee, thanks Blizz for making this super easy," or like, "Thanks for telling us," because like it wasn't in the patch notes, like it wasn't announced. It just happened.
That's interesting that that's how they would choose to deal with it.
Yeah, like why not just say, "Hey, by the way, this is gonna happen." It's like they were hoping it wouldn't get noticed. Like that's kind of what I got out of that, but I don't know. I felt kind of weird. But yeah, congrats to Method.
I'm just reading the names of the core Method Raiders here on their website, and there are some interesting ones. I guess you never really think about the fact that like these heroes, like these big E celebrities, also probably named their characters silly Billy things.
Which one stands out to you?
We got my boy Chris Potter, Josh Priest, Deep Shades, Kush, Noga, Perfecto, Phil Westside, and Fragrance.
My favorite are the ones that are just their names. So yeah, this is me. What's up? How's it going? Chris Potter here.
Yeah, Chris Potter here. I'm fully transparent here.
Yeah, Method. I'm kind of surprised because like last time I checked, Method was like
Hold up. How did I miss Roger Brown?
You leave Roger Brown alone. He's a saint and a scholar.
I thought your oh no was going to be that we stopped recording or something.
Round 3, gang.
Method was behind it in the percentage race. Like they had it to where I think like there were 5 guilds that were ahead of them, like percentage wise, and they kind of just swooped on in there. And they had one guy. Oh, what's his name? It starts with a V. He was casting on like the Red Bull stream.
Is it Viklun D?
No, sorry. This guy's on limit. One of the limit off tanks was casting for the Red Bull sphere, whatever it's called now, and he was so good. Like listening to him was like listening to like an actual ESPN like show. Like it felt really cool. And so I was kind of sad that it's over now because I don't know if he streams all the time. He was standing up like putting like whiteboards with like a big one of those big comical like metal pointers showing strats and stuff. I'm gonna miss him. I'm hoping that he streams on his own separately because Unlimit got world second about I don't know 8 to 12 hours after Method did, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It wasn't too long afterwards.
And so we're still waiting on that world third. But our Alliance boys, they're crawling up from the depths. Slots number 18, 19, and 20 are all blue boys who are 7 out of 8. So they're fighting. They're scrapping like it's war mode out there.
They're scrapping like it's war mode on to beat the griefers, but we'll let them have their side of the island.
Yeah, just be cool about it.
So earlier today, as of our recording, we got word about a few things that have been confirmed to be happening in 8.2.5.
Ooh, girl, what are some of them?
I think we should start with the most important one of all, and that's the fucking B mount is finally coming. He's on his way, or she's on
It's
her way.
here. It's made of spheres, and the good side got it.
Yeah, Buzz bitches. Alliance finally have a mount that isn't horses in the back.
Yeah, and I really hope that they don't let Horde use it at all, because fuck them. The V mount, it's funny because I think I told you guys before that I started doing like the Bumbles the Bee quests to get like the little pet bee. That was like a couple months ago, and I stopped doing it. But turns out I gotta start doing it again because Bumbles the Bee is indeed key in getting your mount. So you want to get this pet before you can go start the quest for the mount. So you have to go out to Storm Song and like feed your bee or whatever the quest has you do. It's like a daily that you have to do like for a week or something.
Okay, well, I know what I'm starting today.
Yeah, I gotta start my bee farm to get my big bee boy.
Yeah, because then apparently you're gonna go on a quest with Barry the Beekeeper, and he's the one who's gonna help us get the bee mount, I guess.
I hope it's just a carbon copy version of the Hive Mind quest, but bee themed. Like, you have to go to different areas, and someone gets the honeycomb, someone gets the stirring rod, and someone gets the sugar to make your honey a little bit sweeter.
Don't you say?
Then give them all the good old berry, and I'll turn it into a big frackin' bee for you.
Since we're already talking about a mount, I think I am going to pull Time Warp.
Whoa!
So, for new listeners, Time Warp is a game we play here every week, and like the mage spell in the game, one of us pulls it, and then the other two have 40 seconds to answer as many trivia responses as they can, and the loser has to take a drink, and the winner gets to pull Time Warp next week. So, as I said, speaking of mounts, I'm going to ask you guys to name as many mechanical mounts as you can. On your
Oh
mark,
fuck.
get set, go.
Okay.
Yellow Mechanic Strider,
the Mechano
Untainted
Parrot.
Mechanic Strider,
Wonderwing. The Vicious War, Vicious War Mechano Strider. Green Mechano Strider,
the
Purple Mechano Strider,
X98
Green Riding Mechano Strider.
The Mecha Saber, the X98 Mecha Saber. The Goblin Glider.
The Mechano Spiders. The Mechano Strider Spider. The Goblin Rocket.
The X8.
The World Spinner. The Geosynchronous World Spinner. Mr. Rocket Man.
The Goblin Rocket.
Time. Okay, so that was a little hard to score because at the very beginning I just heard a lot of mount names being thrown out at once from both sides. So if I had to say, I would say Slide probably won because he kept naming some. I
can confidently say that Slide took them.
We'll have to do a fun. It's funny that as we do more time warps, they get more and more like complicated to score because there's more options out there now.
But a quick rundown of the list I have here. We have the Meat Wagon. We have the new Peacekeeper mount. We have the Mechanocat that Aaron named. We have the Mecha Spider. We have the Mechano Crawler. We have like 10 or we have like 13 different Mechano Striders of various colors from various places you can get them. We have the Juggernaut Scorpion. We have that one paid mount, the like mechanical horse that puts the pole down so other people can have it. We have the two new monocycles. We have like a variety of different choppers that you can get.
I didn't even think of the things that aren't like mechanical animals.
So many choppers.
That like choppers. Just the motorcycles.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically we could say like the Stormwind Sky Chaser or the aerial unit that you can get now.
I guess. I mean, I guess it is basically a flying boat car. So yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of them. I guess this list has 53 different options.
I do have problems with one thing on that list, and it's the blue one. It's like you get it from Time Walking, the Ironbound Wraith Charger. That's a mechanical mount? That's like a ghostly blue horse wearing like metal armor. That's not metal, right? That's not mechanical.
Like, it has metal on it, but like, how far are we gonna go with this?
Yeah, it's like a ghost. It's like a spirit ghost. It's most. It's I would say it's mostly a ghost mount. If I had to argue,
Oh yeah, fuck that.
we
That's
need to.
that's a spooky ghost.
This site needs to get their shit in check. We need to have them move that immediately to the ghost mounts. I'm also really curious what's in the ghost mount section of this website. Is there even a ghost mount section?
There is an undead or demonic mount section.
Well, you can't lump the undead with the demonic. We you know what? We need to buy this site out and clean it up.
That's what we're putting our donation money towards. So everyone go check out our GoFundMe so we can go by that website and
Yeah,
change
warcraftmounts.com.
change a very small amount of things on it.
Fun fact, it does indeed count that same mount under undead. You can't be both undead and mechanical. That's not how that works.
Tell him, Slide.
I'm pissed. What's my
Tell that
girl
to King Mechagon.
Nipples.
Growlina, I'm so distressed. Please, give me some good news.
My apologies for the sound, DN Army, but my associate, Wacko Boy, and I are deep, deep down below Azeroth's surface to discuss 8.2's newest edition, Essences. Wacko, how do you feel about Essences?
They're alright. They add a certain extra power to a fight, which I like. I just wish there were more to choose from.
So you find the selection a bit limited, huh? What would you hope for in a new Essence?
I want to hit them with a big-ass hammer, made out of light or something. Make a weapon out of energy, not just a laser beam.
I see. A worthy goal indeed. So what Essence do you currently have equipped?
World Vein?
Wow, me too. We should totally drop some crystals together, if you know what I mean.
I'll take you up on that.
Wacko! That's like 5 crystals. I'm in awe of your drop game, my man.
LOL.
Well, while Wacko and I break out the pooper scoopers to pick up these boys, I'm gonna kick it back to the boys in Morales.
Oh, Growlina, you card! You're always entertaining.
What a grade A goofball, if I do say so myself.
If I tell the audience it's always entertaining, they'll believe it.
Oh man, I guess we can use Growlina as an SLO segue into talking about, I'm sure, something Aaron is very excited for that's coming at 8.2.5.
Very, very excited for. You know how much I love goblin models.
Finally, the goblin models are being updated, which they just make them get abs and their face changes
just
a little bit.
buffer. I don't even. Does their face change? I thought it was literally just like we decided to turn their 6-pack into a 12-pack. They've really been hitting the gym. We didn't want any Horde players being upset and thinking their character does not also lift.
Yeah, I don't. I felt the goblins always looked fine to me. I never like you can see how the old world goblins look from classic. They look really good now.
All I know is that the goblins can open their mouths, which is more than the other race, my Worgen, more than they could say. Because my girl has been showing her Billy Idol sneer for almost a decade now.
I'm curious because I feel like we've heard about this coming for a while, and we saw their initial pictures, but I feel like we haven't seen anything new. They've had almost a year to work on this. So I wonder just how different the Worgen and Goblin models are going to look from what we were shown before.
Well,
I honestly don't need them to really break the bank. I mean, the biggest thing they said was it's going to be reactionary like the Pandaren faces, and that's really awesome. That's a big reason why I like playing my Panda, is I always keep the helmet off to watch her like look around at stuff.
yeah, and then I assume also what part of what they're working on is creating 2 new sets of heritage armor, which should be cool. And I think we've already kind of discussed that. Well, at least what the Worgen heritage armor we think would be. Did we talk about the goblin ones already?
No, what the hell would it be?
No,
Just like
because
a wife
I
beater?
violently do not care about the goblins, but I'm imagining it's going to be very like Doctor Boom adjacent.
Yeah, I can see that. Like lots of like little glowing, like orange exploding bomb parts.
Yeah, or instead of the big design aesthetic that I feel like they're really going to go on to is instead of the gnome's cogs, they'll have like Tesla coils. So the shoulders will have like 2 coils on it that like electricity will shoot through sometimes.
That'd be kind of cool. It's also interesting because with gnomes, we got everyone's favorite heritage armor part, the flight whistle that gives you the amazing purple airplane that picks you up. I wonder if they're going to add any like special cosmetics for future classes going on. Like maybe not even a flight whistle, but like a toy or something else.
Yeah, we already talked about this. Remember, Growlina personally is getting her dilapidated boat.
Or she's getting Jess Howlett to personally run
That's
up and
right,
just say,
we
hop on my
did. I
back.
forgot about
And
Jess
then he
Howlett.
just kind of leaves. But thinking of the goblins, I mean, it would just be a blimp, right? Because those boys love their blimps.
I guess. Or there's that hideous goblin lady who pedals. She pedals the ships in the air, like the airships. She's like straight up like an old school like 2001 beta World of Warcraft goblin. She looks horrendous. So maybe it'll be her. Just
I have not
pedaling
seen
you around.
her.
Oh,
but
you haven't?
Maybe she'll get a you know what? I don't want them to update her. I want 2001 jagged tooth flat JPEG goblin to come at you like, let's go.
Oh, I'll send you a video of her moving. Her feet look terrible. They're just like 3 triangles. It's awful.
That's why I'm excited for Classic. I'm just gonna go in and be like, boo! Speaking of tangentially, when you brought up Classic, I saw an Asmongold thing today, and I was so tempted to jump in there, except that I wasn't because I don't like them.
Wait, what was it like?
It was weird. It was like Asmongold Glory of the. I think it was beating the Mythic Raid, and I'm like, does he even do that?
Oh no, of its glory of the Raider, it's just doing the like achievements in Eternal Palace. So, like it's just like quest achievements. You know, like when we got our Blood Krog mounts with the guild.
Yeah.
It's like that.
But I was very tempted to join, but he already had beef with a different podcast, so I didn't want DNR to be dragged into.
We can take him. Bring it, Asmini.
I already lost to one major WoW. I was gonna say podcaster, but she wasn't. I'm ready to lose to another one. Hee-yah!
Aaron goes 10 rounds with Trade Chat and loses, even though she does nothing in the podcasting sphere. Asmongold would eat you alive.
DNR reacts to Aaron reacting to Asmongold reacting to something.
Ooh, we're getting off topic.
So I will say, as far as the Worgen update, I very infamously said that I want her eyes to be gone, but I don't know. I'm going back and forth on that one.
You want her eyes to be gone completely? Like she has no eyes at all?
No, like replace them with black buttons like Coraline.
No, they'll be yes, like my favorite Studio Leica film, Coraline.
Bacon for eyes?
Oh. No, to get the big glowing blue ones like the men have, but then at the same time they have very thin eyes, so it kind of looks okay. I'm interested to see and kind of dreading what 2 enormous Disney eye-sized blue globes look like.
It's gonna look real sexy. That's what it's gonna look like.
Ooh, girl. She can't be sexiest because she is a PC. So, never mind.
Yeah, she's played. Maybe, like, if you die one day, like, in honor of your death, we'll make her sexiest NPC. She's no longer playable.
I will commit Harry Kiri, so that Growlina can be the sexiest in my honor.
I think you should make, like, a voice clip of her accepting this, and I'll save it for when you die eventually, and then we'll use it in the show.
Damn, guys.
You always gotta be prepared.
Yeah, you never know.
Life is fleeting. Podcasts are forever.
A fall from 6 feet can kill a human. Our heads are that sensitive. So everyone watch your step. Unless you want to be on a podcast, then submit us your files. I guess we can talk about Party Sync, which is coming, which sounds like it's long overdue. And also wasn't something I even really considered them doing.
This is the, like, quest sync up feature, right?
Yeah, I guess that they made a blue post or they made some news where they're going to be introducing party sync during the PTR, which makes it so it makes it easier for players in a party to do quests and play together. When it's activated, everyone in the party becomes aligned to the same quest state, including phases. There was a time when I phased out because I was trying to do a quest and I couldn't see that area, but you guys could see it and we were like trapped from each other until I finished that area. I think this might alleviate some of those problems.
So if it's let's say like the Battle for Lordaeron, which I guess is instance never mind, but if it was something like that, if you hopped in, then it would instantly bring you to fighting fighting in the tanks, so you wouldn't have to start over. You would, by joining our group, instantly hop in at the spot we're at.
Yeah, I think so. That's kind of what it sounds like. I mean, there's not really a lot of information on how far the phasing will go and like the connectivity, but I'm curious. And then tied into this is something else, which is a replay quest feature, which will allow players who have already completed certain quests to replay those quests with their friends for rewards that are appropriate to their current level, regardless of the original level of that quest. What fucking quest would you want to redo for, like...
Killing Hogger. It's amazing.
You're also telling me that some shit items from, like, your very first questing in Westfall could somehow be 400 eye level?
That's what it sounds like.
We could go and save Two Shoe Lou and get a best in slot for it.
I wonder how they're going to navigate those waters, because there's some powerful trinkets that were powerful, like, in past expansions. I'm assuming they're going to avoid some of those to, like, make them quests, but it says they're going to make some quests. How are they going to determine which quests people want to play again, I guess? Are they going to do a poll?
I hope that Immune gets to go back to the Kultiran quest where you have to pull the wood and then his wood disappears and then he has to go back and find it again. That's definitely an experience worth replaying.
Yeah.
You tend to the wood.
You tend to the wood. It replays in my nightmares every night. But yeah, I think this feature overall will be good for leveling an alt, or it's just very friendly to playing WoW with friends as well.
Man, yeah, and there's even one more change in the playing WoW with friends department that's going to be great. They're relaxing level restrictions on queuing for instance content with friends. If I'm a level like 40 monk, I couldn't queue with you guys as like max level Garlina and Immunization, but apparently now you will be able to do that. You can queue with friends for low dungeons.
So even the dungeon gear,
actually...
even the dungeon gear could proc to be an upgrade for somebody who's max level, then?
I don't know. It's possible. It says this feature will be available for dungeons week 1. Please note that unlike time walking, when your level is scaled down via party sync, you will temporarily lose access to abilities and powers, such as Azerite traits, with requirements that exceed your reduced level. So if you're 120, it'll knock you down to level 40 if you're doing that content, but will you lose access to certain abilities that are like on your bar, like
yeah,
to begin
I guess
with?
You'll be an actual level 40 character, so you'll have like 4 attacks.
My bar. But it didn't say anything.
My brand.
My eyes. It didn't say anything about you getting or not getting content though, or not getting like gear. So it could be possible again. Another weird source of gear could be on the horizon.
I really enjoy this because I know my girlfriend, when she was interested in starting up, was like, "Oh, I want to play with your max level character," and I was like, "Well, you actually like can't. You have to put in a lot of work to get up to her level." And so that'll be good that we can like do little babby 1 through 20 stuff, and I can show up and it's not just like I'm babysitting, like I'm actually doing the quests and I'm back there as a level 20. It's definitely a lot more interesting than having to create Cubby Bub the alt. Goddamn Cubby Bub.
It's also a cool way, like some people, maybe you just are drunk or you're high and you want to for some reason go back to Nomergon and you don't want to have to fly there and run it alone. You can run it and help people out who, you know, are new to the game or don't know what they're doing. Alternatively, you also control them and be mean if you're a max level player. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
I'll finally right the wrong and go get Grubbus's fist. It's a boss worth doing, damn it.
No, it's not. I think I've killed him once.
He drops some stuff.
Finally, it's just recruiter friends coming back. We don't know anything about it. It just says that it's revamped, and now there's going to be like a URL generator tool to create a custom link to give to your friends. It says that you will be getting unique mounts, pets, all that stuff. It does not say what the system is yet, so I'm hoping it's better than the last one. Because like before, it was what, like first one nothing, second month they bought was a free month for you, and then I think the mounts began to roll in. I'm pretty sure. So
you tell us, Mr. Recruit Everyone.
I was about to say, you were the one who milked the things out of us.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is I've already sent Aaron's girlfriend a code to get me to be recruited. So
no, baby, don't trust him. Don't click
rewards. I mean, if the rewards are good enough, hell yeah, I'll fucking recruit myself. I don't care. If they have like new mounts and stuff, how else am I gonna get them? I don't know anybody who's trying to play WoW. You know what I mean?
You're gonna start sending out phishing emails, but it's just like click this link to be recruited as my friend in WoW.
I will pay for your subscription. If you want me to pay for your subscription, just send me an email. Maybe I will. Who knows?
I have at least like 3 or 4 friends that listen to this that don't play. They're just like, I like supporting you. So I'm saying it now officially. Support my mount listing. Just give me $15. Just play the game for like a month, please.
But ignore his plea and listen to my plea. Hey, I'll pay for your sub.
He don't need it. He has a million gold. He said so like 40 minutes ago.
And I'll pay you $5 a month as well, personally, in your bank account.
Another thing that I find kind of exciting that is going to be added in 8.2.5 is, along with the Kata time walking that it will be during this time, they're also introducing Firelands the Raid time walking.
This is interesting.
Firelands!
I would like to say that I'm going to be doing this, but I think I said that for both Ulduar and for Black Temple, and I've only stepped foot in Black Temple once. And it was during a guild run, and we kept dying on the first boss, and I was like, I don't want to fucking do this. I don't care about this place. And I was like, guys, I gotta go. So that's my experience so far, is just not being able to kill anything with my guild.
I'm interested in running Firelands just to pick up Fire Mog, but then at the same time, I can just single go through it now, like as a 120, so I don't really know if I want to go and struggle to get things I could just easily, like, get.
I really want Warlord's time walking to come around, and I want it to have Hellfire Citadel time walking. That's all that I want. I want to have fun on Hellfire Assault, hitting those gates for 25 minutes, waiting for them to break, and then having everyone step under the Garathi shipman and get squished.
I'd be really interested to play that again, because I was absolute dog shit at raiding back then, so I'd love to fight the bosses and be like, oh, this is a very easy mechanic now. Why could 21-year-old Aaron not do this?
Oh man, part of me would love that, but then part of me dreads having to do Iskar and pass that orb around. I don't know if I want to do that again. People just having the orb, not passing it. Pass the orb, Jerry, pass the orb. Nope.
You don't want to step foot in Gorfine's belly again?
Oh, I do miss that. I miss living inside that man. He had such a very squishy inside belly.
All I remember was that we would fight him, and I'd always get a side to go inside, and I would never know why or what to do, and they would just be like, you did it wrong! And I'm like, I was in here. I was in the tummy. I was hitting the one thing.
You gotta kill the ants and slow them down.
Speaking of taking us back to Draenor, I want to talk about this week's throwback, our sexiest NPC of the week.
Who is it?
Ooh.
This week, we're honoring the son of Lothar. We want to see... I was trying to think of a sex thing that ended in R so I could rhyme it. But I want to see his magic wand. It's... It's Khadgar, baby.
Ooh, meow meow.
Cat
Daddy
Dad.
baby. man, I miss the sexy wizard. His beautiful white hair, his funny jokes, his somehow being able to miss being betrayed by Cordana Fell song.
Let me just say
Ooh,
that I want to
girl.
give him all of my Hexus crystals.
He can show me
Ooh,
his
girl.
Atiash.
Ooh, girl, he can give me a big purple bird he just kind of had on him. Champion, you've done it. You've defeated the Legion. Here's a neat bird I found. You should have it. It reminds me of you. I love you. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm so embarrassed.
Champion. What do you think he's doing these days? Like, is he living in the Karazhan Sex Palace? Because no, he is in Karazhan, right? So, do you think that Medivh turning it into like a disco hall held true in the lore, and he's just living it up in there with all the ladies?
Of course. You pull up that orb to see what he's up to, and he's like, Champion, I'm balls deep. I can't come to the orb right now.
Oh, God.
Champion, have you ever shot your load on an orc woman? It's an exhilarating experience. Hold on, I gotta go. Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Do we know how old he actually is? Because he did age forward, and then he started to de-age. So, is he like 30? Or what's up, Khadgar? How old is he?
Is he a young guy that just wants to appear as a silver fox? Is he just a silver fox? I mean, either way, he's attractive.
Like, did he start dyeing his hair? Like, oh god, like it's brown again. I have to keep that old man look.
It said that he was cursed at age 77, and when he entered Draenor, he was 22. So the de-aging process, my boy is in his early 40s.
All right, so he's the perfect age for me, Daddy.
Also, looking at this article, this is besides the point of his sexiness, but it does list his mentors as Medivh and Guzbah.
I would like a deep dive on Guzbah. Who's Guzbah? Take your time. I'm very curious.
Hold on. I need to find Guzbah.
How do you spell Guzbah? Like Guzba, or is there an H at the end?
Guzz.
There is an H at the end. Hold up. We got Guzbah. Lord Guzbah was Khadgar's first instructor at Dalaran. He studied demon lore and had a particular interest in the stories of Aegwynn. In letters sent to Karazhan, he had been asking Khadgar for transcription of the epic poem of Aegwynn, the Song of Aegwynn.
I mean,
Guzbah.
The name Guzbah definitely sounds like somebody who would like be into some freaky demon shit.
Guzbah sounds like one of the little imps you get. What'd Guzbah do?
He had been in the midst of reviewing Den Braun's treatise on the Song of Aegwynn when he was killed by a demon who later revealed to have been summoned by Medivh himself.
Fuck.
He was found dead on the eve of the Feast of Scribes.
Fuck.
He was the first victim in a series of mysterious deaths who was not a member of the Order of Tirisfal.
And they call those the Guzbah files.
How have I been sleeping on this primo Guzbah content?
God, I think we're a Guzbah podcast now. We stand Guzbah. He raised our boy. Guzbah.
And that's why Guzbah is our sexiest NPC of the week. Why get the milk when you can have the cow?
Yeah, who are we even talking about?
Does Khadgar have a last name? Does anyone know if he has a last name?
Pendleton.
It's not Pendleton.
He is just listed as Khadgar here.
That sounds suspicious. Is Guzbah just Guzbah? Do wizards not have last names?
Guzbah is just Guzbah. You get rid of your last name, I guess, when you pick up the... Although, think about... I guess we only know of one mage who has a last name. Or two, I guess. Just Kael'thas and Jaina. All of the other mages of Dalaran are just vague assholes.
Yeah, so you got Guzbah, you got Khadgar, Antonidas, Growlina,
Deoxyribos.
That is actually kind of odd. That it must be like a thing.
Like when you get big in with, all of the Order of Six. I mean, they're Archmage, but they don't have last names.
The great Alakazam, whatever that goblin is, he has one name there. Huh, that's some food for thought. What happened to his last names? Where'd they go? Who knows?
They were sacrificed for the magic. If you learn their last names, they become powerless.
Guzzling that Guzbah.
Well, I guess we can announce Guzbah and Khadgar as joint sexiest NPCs of the week.
It's mostly Guzbah, but yeah, that's okay. I'll cede that point.
So we will.
Ooh, Guzbah!
Ooh, Guzbah, and I guess Khadgar's kind of cute too. Your awards are in the mail.
My favorite thing was that when he asked that, he had to immediately edit the spreadsheet because he was putting in Khadgar, so that way we didn't forget who we did, and so he has to type in Guzbah now in our spreadsheet. Guzbah's already making history.
It's canonical. Guzbah was dragged from Warcraft 1 lore.
Even in death, he's a mover and shaker. That Guzbah, I tell you what. All right, well, I think we can move into our top 2 medium moot and bottom boot of the week. Aaron, what is your top 2 medium moot or bottom boot?
Well, my temporary top 2, the one that just comes to me right now, is the fact that there is, in fact, an item in-game called the Plush Sash of Guzbah. So,
How do
I gotta
you obtain
go grab that. Shit. That might take a little bit to find out.
I mean, just wait for 8.2.5. It'll probably be like a 25% upgrade by then.
It is saying it's in the Time Walking BC and Wrath of the Lich King set. So, I'm about to be power leveling to get some Guzbah gear.
Dude, you gotta get your Guzbah on.
But also my main top 2 was today there was a wild thing where I don't know if it's they were out on lunch or it was a glitch. A horde started fighting someone in Rust Belt and no one came to beat them up. And everyone just sort of looked around and it was oh shit. But scrap! And all of a sudden the place went crazy. And it was like a bar brawl scene out of a film. I was watching dead bodies fly off the Mechagon portal. I was watching people beat each other up, dodging around Pascal, throwing the toy maker people at each other. It was just wild.
It finally happened?
And I was just flying around. I don't know how it happened. I just flew around and I was like, whoo, watch these boys fight.
I've been waiting for it to happen for so long, and everyone's so peaceful. What the hell happened? What'd you do?
I don't know, but I was looking around. I was like, oh, these guys are about to get stomped. I wonder if it was just there were so many people fighting that the security was like, we can't do anything. We can't spawn this many guys. So they just stopped spawning in.
They just gave up.
It was wet and wild, and then someone netted me out of nowhere, and I was like, I'm not even mad.
I thought you said nutted, and I was like, oh, holy shit, things got real crazy in there.
No one was over there nutting. Guzbah was nowhere to be seen. So, Immune, what is your TTBBMM?
So, I have a bottom boot of the week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's kind of a toot now, but the bottom boot itself is realizing how I chose the worst follower in Najatar to first level up with first. And I've complained about
I don't know. My guy gave me a snail.
Okay, so I'm referencing the quests that you have to do as you have them as a follower. So I guess maybe the work I had to put in for it gave me a mount at least, but I chose your guy now as the second one to start leveling through, and some of these quests are so much easier. I'm this one where it's literally just
Are you a big fan of the fart sponge quest?
Yeah, I love the fart sponge quest, but even more, I love the one where it's click on a few piles of dirt and find some treasure.
Oh, and my favorite one is it's hidden in the same pile of dirt every time.
Every time. I've learned that one now, and
I love that one. Yeah, you land and then you go to the one that's directly in front of you, and it's always that one.
I can't believe it's just hey man, this dirt, it's got good shit in it. Every day, go grab that shit.
Yeah, and you don't even have to turn it back into anyone either. It just is done there. And meanwhile, on my last guy, it's I have to dive underwater and kill all these crabs and then feed these murlocs and then all for one quest, and it's 20 of them, and then there's swarms of things killing you, and I'm like, well, fuck this.
Yeah, I'm doing Immune's follower right now, and it fucking sucks.
So yeah, I guess that's a bottom boot, realizing how bad the quests were on my first guy, but a top two about how easy the second one are.
That's fair.
Slide, what is
I'll
your
accept that.
top two, bottom boot, or medium of the week?
I'm gonna give my top toot to Blizzard finally answering my prayers at night. For the longest time, I had a grand scheme. I'm like, I have so many alts. If I can just get one 2,000 gold emissary, I can make so much gold by running them all through it. And for the longest time, we were just getting Azerite emissaries. It's like gear. I don't care. I don't want the gear. I want the gold. And this past week, I think, has been 4 gold quests out of like the 7 ones available. So I've been running every single one of my alts through them. It does get a little annoying but running the same quest over and over. But when it's like today, when it's a Tortolan quest and I gotta just play puzzles all day, fuck yeah. I'll fucking draw some squares to get 2,000 gold. Or, I'm sorry, to get 20,000 gold. Because I got 10 boys running through this. So, my top toot is making gold through
you
emissaries.
have 10 alts?
I think I have, it's like 8. But I'm doing some rounding up. But yeah, I'm running all my 120s through it. So...
It's insane.
Oh, and I want to get my Death Knight max level so I can get more gold. And I could run my Goblin through this as well, but nobody plays Horde, so.
It's also on a different server, so.
So there you go. There's a hot tip. Just get all your alts to 120 and run all the gold emissaries, and you'll be rich. Well, I think with that, we're out of here. I gotta go buy a pie for my pie luck tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, emails, concerns, you can send us an email at donotrelenttpod@gmail.com, or you can tweet at us on Twitter at donotrelenttpod. What about you guys? Where can I find you on the internet?
You can find me, Alex, or Immunization on Twitter at NewEraAlex.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at TheBigacheesy on Twitter.
But wait, what pie do you guys think I should buy? If you had to bring a pie to Apple, hurry, what's your pie?
Yeah,
name?
like apple crumble pie.
I was gonna bring a pumpkin, but no one has pumpkin.
I don't think they sell pumpkin this time of year.
But
right?
I want it. All right.
Or
fine.
go for cherry. Cherry's good too, but make sure you chill it a little bit so it keeps its structural integrity.
I can't do that. I'll try. But all right, that's it from us. We'll see you guys next week. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.